Hello, it's Jon Binnie, your spiritual psychic mentor. I live here in Scotland, in the UK, and I am broadcasting from Scotland. So thank you for connecting today. We is myself, my spirit guides, Mother Gaia, spirit of planet Earth, the sun, the moon, the Galactic Federation, and a galactic and extraterrestrial brothers and sisters around this universe love to come together to support you today in helping you give an update about where we are on our ascension journeys and also predictions coming up through the coming days, weeks, and over the next 3 months. Okay, so let us get started. And we're going to start by creating a safe space. Now, if you want to learn how and why create these safe spaces, then this is really to help you have a nice, clear and clean, energetic experience, both when you're listening to this video and receiving the messages, and also when I'm channeling, to make sure that there's a nice, safe space around us so that nothing else is interfering, there's no noise, no other beings, energies or entities can interfere with what we're doing. Now, if you want to learn more, you can sign up for my free Spirit Guide Meditations. It's a 14-day challenge, and it really helps you start to develop the foundations of your own daily practice so that you can develop abilities that I have and your superpowers and more. And I'd also like to invite you to, if you're interested, you can take a look at my website, jonbinnie.com, and book me for a one-to-one session, either a quantum psychic healing session, which is the most popular, or my quantum psychic readings, the predictions session, or there's many more, hidden witch wounds, mentoring, and now business mentoring as well. So feel free to check out my website and explore more. Right, let's get to it. So let's create a safe space. And we're going to do a quicker version today. So just as strong. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out what no longer serves your highest good, nice and loud. And from the center of your heart, extend a cord of light up to the top of your head, to the sky, and up to the stars. Reach up to the highest frequency and dimension you can imagine, and there connect in your light cord into the highest dimension of Source. Remain connected into Source and extend your light cord down to the stars, sky, back down to the top of your head and into your heart. And from the center of your heart, extend a cord of light down through the root of your spine and deep into the earth, all the way down until you reach the very core of Mother Earth. Connect into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart as we send her so much love. Remain connected to Gaia's heart and bring your attention back up to the center of your heart. And with the light of Source above and Mother Gaia below, expand out your golden bubble of protective light to surround you about 2 meters out. Surrounding all aspects of you, setting the intention that only energies and entities with your permission, your highest good love and compassion can see you, access you, or exist within this space or within you. All other energies and entities must leave immediately. And into your safe space, invite in your spirit guides, your ancestors, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia. And we ask at this time for their guidance, clearing, healing, protection, and assistance with today's messages and predictions. And please take one more deep breath in through the nose, nice and deep. Breathe out nice and loud. Once more in through the nose. Breathe out nice and loud. Breathing out nice and loud. Okay, and I'm just inviting in my guides, my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia. Soul, the Ra energy, the sun. Inviting in Luna of our moon. inviting in our solar system and galaxy. Okay, good. Okay. Right, let's get started. So I often start with a message from Gaia. Feels like a good place to start today. Also, in terms of weather and geological events, things are usually pretty calm in the UK, despite often people might think that Scotland is, cold. It's actually pretty mild as far as countries go in this planet, and we get a lot of warmth from the Gulf Stream. So if you look, further east towards Norway, for example, which doesn't get that nice heat from the Gulf Stream, it's much colder than Scotland. And yeah, we have some wildfires raging just now as we speak on Arthur's Seat, which is an ancient volcano right in the heart of the city of Edinburgh. And when I worked at Amazon, my offices used to face directly into it. So yeah, it's really fascinating to see anything like that. I mean, it's tiny scale, and it's also it's pretty isolated, but it's a spectacle all the same. And I've seen some people making posts saying things like, "Oh, it's an extinct volcano erupting." So yeah, it's just helping share a little bit about what's going on here in Scotland as well. So let's ask Mother Gaia about any messages that she has today. Any updates on our progress, our journey, any predictions coming up over the coming days, the remainder of August and through the next 3 months. Anything we need to be aware of. Okay, so she's asking me to there's a couple of things she wants to share first, and then she wants me to bring in the sun at the same time, to bring them both in. Not sure I've done this before. Not with the sun and earth, like bring them in together and share some of their combined activity together. Because Gaia was explaining that there is a class of flare. Is this M class, she's saying? Is this just something I've heard or been listening to Stephen Burns and like picking up on bits and pieces, but not quite all of it or not the full understanding? Yeah, Gaia says yes. And then also preparing for some earthquake activity too. Okay, thank you. But first, she wants to share, first of all, herself about in her body and what's going on just now. So Gaia is explaining that she knows that as a human race, we don't really have a good understanding of what's going on deep beneath the crust of the earth. And she's showing me, I describe it as almost these columns of releases, these bursts of energy coming upwards, and they're coming from towards the outer core. She says, if you imagine the core of the planet like a human heart, around the outside of a human heart are where the connections we form with others, our relationships, so the energetic connections to each other, thin, light, silk. I often see them as silky, threaded connections that we have with each other. Perhaps it's a connection you and I have, where as you connect with this video, you're feeling happy and joyous, I hope, and that they freely connect and disconnect. You don't, when you come away from this video, you don't feel like there's this thing like, this heaviness like constantly drawing you back. It's perhaps the joy and the love that helps attract you, and it's your free will choice to come back and watch me whenever you want. And she says, so this is the opposite. So when there's dark, heavy cords and connections that are being released. Okay. She's just sharing me a bit more of what's going on with the sun. She's saying when these deep, dark cords that we have with others exist, I often see them around our heart chakras as these thick, much thicker connections, and they are, they're hard to put into words. Reminds me of stalactites and stalagmites in a cave, thick and brittle and, long lasting, and they transfer negative energy, and they hold negative energy, sometimes very poisonous energy, toxic energy between people. So if you ever feel that you have a toxic relationship, a codependent relationship with so many labels, like a connection with a narcissist or someone that's presenting narcissistic behaviors, this is one of these dark connections that she's showing me rising up from Earth. Okay, and I'm asking who connected to you so negatively, who connected to your heart so negatively, Mother Gaia? And she's describing them as the dark forces that still control much of the planet. Now, much is that percentage of control over the Earth and over the people of Earth is rapidly decaying. This is why we're going through this big shakeup in August. And I did notice, I'm trying not to watch other people's videos, so I'm consciously not I'm more like clear-headed when I come and do these sessions. But I did pick up that some people are talking about things like a shakeup, a shift. There's lots of other terms, and it's a theme through these recent videos that I've been doing, is this constant feeling through August of shaking, of the Earth shaking. So this deep, let's go back to this deep connection, this, let's call it a dark connection into the heart of Mother Earth. It rises all the way up to above the surface of the Earth, and then above the surface of the Earth is this control matrix, and it's quite ancient, this matrix, this large dark web that exists energetically around the planet. It exists in fourth dimension and aspects of the third dimension. And this is really fascinating because there's so much to share all at once. Some of the UFO activity we're seeing are Galactic Federation ships, some ships even from Earth that we don't, the technology is not public yet. Some of this matrix is being dismantled. We're looking up, I've been, doing these videos of like filming the sky and seeing little star-like orbs moving around. These are little ships, and I was being shown that the last time I filmed them and made a video about it, which was towards the end of exploring some woods at night, they told me that they're busy clearing up, but I didn't really know what. So now I'm being shown that this is the let's call it the dark matrix that exists over the planet, and it's busy crumbling, and that had to be implanted deep into the heart of Mother Earth to be able to support its energetic control and reign over the human race. So she said this is something in particular she's getting ready to really let go of and purge now. And that's beautiful, right? If you're interested in the dark forces, we could do a whole separate video on this, but let's summarize it as beings, some of which are not of this dimension nor of this planet, influencing the structures that exist, including this dark matrix around the planet, and influencing many humans to propagate fear and control. And another way of, if you often they say things like, if you want to discover the real boss of something, follow the money. And if you follow the money, the wealth of the planet, 1% of our planet, of the people of the planet, own 99% of the wealth of the planet. So you could describe this as also at a human level, the 1%, and then also the beings that influence them. And these are beings that these humans have done deals with. That term, a deal with the devil, right? Okay, so let's ask Gaia what this all means. what is this dark cord that she's busy working to release now? Okay, she's asking me to bring in Sol, the Ra energy, the soul of the sun. So I'm just bringing them both in just now. And I'd like, yeah, that's helpful. Thank you. So the left hand is the sun, and then my right hand is the earth. It's like a little puppet show. Hello too. Okay. Oh, John. Okay, so let's ask, how are you guys working together? Why are you both coming in at this time? There's burning. The sun is saying that this deep, dark cord has to be burnt away. It's not so much the cord itself, but what is contained within it. It needs to be released out and burnt by the sun. This scorch by the sun. And this is really fascinating because now Gaia is saying to me, Jon, cord cutting is the same at any scale. You know, everything in this universe scales, just like the swirl in the snail shell, you know, it's the same swirl as a galaxy. It's the same pattern. She's showing me that Mother Gaia's heart is the same as our hearts. So the cord cutting is first of all the same. It's the same process. So the first is Gaia is saying that identifying the cord, the identification of this deep, dark cord from this outer matrix around the outside of the planet, anchored deep within to her heart, that is the first thing. She says, so I never knew about this. It's all news to me. This is sharing this information, first of all, and it doesn't take many. Many of you watching this is your job too, right? You're called to watching this video, and you're bearing witness to this information that Gaia has a deep, dark cord connected into her heart, and it does not feel good, and it doesn't feel that she wants to retain it any longer. And so the steps, similar to the Ho'oponopono prayer, these steps of cutting the cord are first identification, and then apologizing for this ever having to exist, or allowing it to exist, and then the forgiveness, the thanking for the lessons that have been learned from this experience, the releasing, and then and letting go fully, so the actual cutting of the cord, and then finally the any action that needs taken to support this continued cord cutting. And I was hoping, for a minute, oh, maybe this will be it. It's just the information. That's all we need. No, we're being asked, if you'd like to participate for a couple of minutes, we're going to help Gaia cut this cord. Now, before I do this, I just want to clarify with Gaia what happens. Like, does this cause any danger or risk of danger to other humans or any living thing across the earth at this time? Let's ask. She says, no, it'll actually help smooth things out a lot more. She says, remember we spoke of the brittle nature of cords and deep, dark cords. And she says that the danger at the moment is that it's being pulled really tightly. And it's so tight that it could just pop and break. And that would cause energetically, it would cause a much bigger burst of energy. That's what she was showing me right at the beginning, that column of energy. So this would be magma, like jettisoning up from the outer core up towards the crust, out the crust. So she says that instead of that, the cord allowing itself to snap, and that it would snap under the constant shake up and work and purging work she's doing, and with help from the sun, she's saying she'd like to have a much more smoother flow of this by cutting this cord and allowing it to gently release. Okay. So just asking the sun and earth how we can best support this. So take a deep breath in through the nose with me and out through the mouth, nice and loud. And bring your attention from the center of your heart down through the root of your spine and scanning all the way down that cord you created, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth, to Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. And as we get to her heart, scan around the surface of the core of the planet and identify this single cord. And it's really interesting because this cord it appears to be positioned, like overall it's positioned up towards the Pacific tectonic plate. And it's the northerly aspect of it. So the northern hemisphere aspect of it. And so she says a lot of the volcanic activity, remember last time, and someone put the word in comments, undulating. There's this movement, I can't remember if I used that word in the video, but this movement of the Pacific tectonic plate over the earth, kind of going like this. And so Gaia is saying this action is this up and down like this is caused by her constantly like pulling up and down on this deep dark cord connected into her heart, and it comes up up to the Pacific Ocean. There is purpose why it's there. The Pacific Ocean is the greatest open area of the earth for this energetic cord into her heart to surface itself. So imagine just like a satellite dish. Imagine if the Pacific Ocean was empty and didn't have any ocean in it, then it'd just be the Pacific, right? That in that is like the kind of broadcast and receiving aspect of this outer aspect of the dark cord. So remember just tracing that from the very core of the planet Earth all the way up to the surface of the Earth. And we're going to help, like all cords should be cut around the origin and entry point. So it should say not so much the origin from where it comes to and it's attached to, it's more the entry point into our heart. So let's go all the way down into Gaia's heart, so all the way down into her crystalline heart. And it can be really lovely to visualize this big, beautiful, crystalline, almost plasma-like heart to the very core of Mother Earth, where her very soul supports planet Earth, her body. And there, where you can see this, it's the largest, there's multiple, but this is by far the largest, deepest, darkest cord in her heart. Let's reach in now all together, and you can ask your spirit guides or Archangel Michael, or just imagine this, to bring forwards your weapon. And so this is to help you, or your tool to help cut the cord. For me, it's a light sword, and I call it Excalibur. We were talking about Arthur's seat, weren't we, earlier? So I'm just unsheathing my sword and set the intention to cut this cord at the very heart of Mother Gaia, only removing what no longer serves her highest good. And she's just asking me to be really, really gentle and cautious, and I'm just paying attention to what everyone else is doing. So just gently now cutting through this cord at its entry point into the heart of Mother Gaia, and helping her by cutting through, and now gently releasing. So that's us cut through, and Archangel Michael has just got really big. He's like grown in size to help support this. So he's cut. What he's done, he's now holding the cord in place as we've cut it around, a bit like if this was a giant tree. He's just helping stabilize it as we've cut around the base. And now I'm helping Mother Gaia remove anything from her heart, anything that's left over from the connection in her heart. Return to source, or never return here again. Okay? Return to source, or never return here again. Great. And then I'm bringing in source light from the highest dimension of source above, and I'm going to bring this all the way down. It's quite unusual to do this. this approach. I'm bringing it all the way down from the highest dimension of source, down through the very center of the Pacific Ocean, and all the way down through the remnants of this deep, dark cord, all the way down to the heart of Mother Gaia. And then for that area where it was connected into her heart, just helping heal this now. And please join me. You can join me in making this Om sound too. Okay, good. And anything else that doesn't serve our highest good, return to source, never return here again. Okay, and the sun, Sol, is also supporting this. And I'm asking a bit more about how we can help the gentle release of this. So it's really beautiful. What I'm being shown is that I need a prop for this. So imagine this is too dark for Gaia's heart. Let me get a different prop. It's not the right shape, but it's more beautiful. It's lighter anyway. Sorry, all crystals are equal. So if you imagine this as her heart at the moment, this cord up to the Pacific Ocean, and this dark cord is now just floating slightly above. It's disconnected. And so what I'm going to do is help bind the remnants of the cord around the base of the core, the earth, but it's very thin. And as I do this around the base of the earth, what the sun's going to do is help begin to allow imagine this big dark cord from the center of Mother Gaia's heart. Imagine it's a giant balloon, maybe even like a big hot air balloon or even a weather balloon, like giant. And what it's doing is just gradually deflating. And I'll be working with the sun in the moments to help with that, to help the deflating and the burning away of what existed within it. So first of all, I'm just going to work with Archangel Michael and my spirit guide Maya, the elemental guide, and we're just going to create this loop around the bottom of her heart. And I'm setting the intention around Gaia's heart that this only exists for as long as it serves Mother Gaia's highest good. It's completely under her control. And as long as it only serves the highest good of the planet and every living thing upon it, okay? So she has full control over this. So that's now in place. It's really wonderful working at this scale. I'm so used to working on human bodies. It's such an honor to work at planetary scale. Okay. And now let's work, just checking this. So we have in place this kind of strong enough grip around the bottom of Gaia's heart. So this analogy we're using of this hot air balloon, this can now begin to release. So let's begin to release this. So I'm just going to focus my attention up to the surface of the Pacific Ocean. And I really don't want, I'm talking to Gaia and Sol, the sun, and saying, I really don't want to instigate any earthquakes or volcanoes or tsunamis or anything. And they're saying there's a natural process for this energy to be released, and it is hot, and it's hot energy being released. There's this transmutation superpower that Mother Gaia has. We talk about this superpower a lot when we ground our own negative energy into Earth, and she transmutes it. Mother Gaia is saying she can transmute this dark energy. Now it's disconnected from our heart. She can transmute it now up into, it feels very much like very hot air, like super hot air and steam rising. Are there any other physical aspects to this? I just really want to make sure we're doing the right thing. I do trust you, Gaia, and the sun, Sol, Ra energy. Gaia says, Jon, I'm the planet. Let me worry about how I release the energy. it's not just limited to steam and hot energy. There will be some magma releases, but it's not all at once. All we're doing is helping open and clear a path for this to be released. And then Gaia can now control, along with the sun's help, this gradual, very gradual release. This feels that it's going to go beyond August. This is not just, do it in the next 2 weeks. It's just allowing this gentle release, okay? So just, if you join me now, and we're just going to trace that cord, the dark cord, all the way up from the core of the earth, up through the inner and outer mantle and crust, and up to the very bed of the Pacific Ocean. And then from the Pacific Ocean, just allowing this gentle releasing of energy up. And it's across the whole area. So it's not just around the ring of fire, it is, or the edges of the tectonic plate. It's all across the whole tectonic plate. So this is how she releases it so gently. And it's interesting, she said, Jon, that's why I was prompting you to talk about the Gulf Stream. She says it will increase some of the temperatures, but she says, remember, even a 1 degree temperature for a few weeks, and that has a dramatic effect on our climate. She said that is far less destructive than some of these larger kind of super volcanic or super earthquakes that she'd otherwise have to use. Fantastic. And then as this darker energy is released, it's released up through into the atmosphere, and from the atmosphere, working with Gaia's air elementals in the area around the Pacific, and there's many of them, to release us up out into space. And this is where the sun. So this is why another reason why the sun's so active with these solar flares, to help burn off this excess of energy, this darker energy from the earth, and to transmute it. Wonderful. I did not expect anything like this today. I thought I was going to get some messages about, specific places, and wow, this feels like a really very grateful for this opportunity to help Mother Gaia and the sun, and help the whole human race by identifying these dark cords, this big dark cord. This feels like the biggest and the darkest. And I'm so grateful, Gaia. Thank you so much for this. She's saying it needed humans, beings that are born of Earth, to release this, because there is our energy frequency, the frequency of our hearts, is a key that unlocks the ability to work with the planet. If you ever wonder why, we heard this 1%, dark beings that influence, dark forces that influence people on the planet, the reason they work through people is because they need the feet on the ground. They need the feet on the ground. They need people on the ground to be able to work with the earth and to influence other people. So this is why, you might just think, oh, I just turned up for whatever this video is, half an hour or an hour. I just turned up to watch a short video with Jon, and now I'm busy helping save the planet. Woohoo! We're doing it, people. We're doing it. Okay, well, thank you so much to Mother Gaia. Thank you so much to the sun, soul. And I was just asking Luna, the moon, because we don't hear a huge amount from her. The moon says, so her role is very much to help balance this energy, because between the two, you can have, between the earth and the sun, you can have, as we're experiencing, a lot of activity. And Luna says, I'm stopping them from being discombobulated. So having that third influence of the gravitational influence and the soul of the moon. I would love to do another video about the moon and its origins. But for now, I do right now believe, I do feel that our moon has a soul, although its origins are far more magical and mysterious. So yeah, that's really exciting to see the three of them continue to work together. And we got a glimpse, so I really don't want to end this video and get like lots of comments about what was that M-class thing and the earthquake thing we were talking about that was mentioned right at the start. Let's ask about this. Let's ask the sun, also opening this question up to my spirit guides, such as my mantis guide, Marita, and the Galactic Federation. Let's ask about this. Yeah, there is. What the sun is showing me is there's an M-class flare in progress just now. And the sun is saying, you could just about argue that there will be, significant activity throughout the rest of August. So that's the rest of the next 2 weeks. That seems like a long time. I'm not an expert in the sun or the sun's activities, but it feels that it's a long, sustained time. It's just this. We were alerted to the activity of August, and not just our beliefs about, or some people's beliefs about Lionsgate, which must end, I think it's tomorrow on the 12th. It's just knowing that this is a continued shakeup, and that these flares. So that's why. Sorry, I'm a bit slow to catch up. So the reason why we were shown this M-class flare was indicated was because that's what the sun is using to clear out and transmute this dark energy. And if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just typing M-class flare, really interesting. A medium-sized solar flare. Oh, M for medium. And X is large. Okay. I never knew all this. And it just takes a quick search about it. Let me just ask if there's any further clarification. So yeah, M overall, and then some peaks of large, so X class. Any dates, any predictions? Sun, can you give us? When it's needed, there'll be 2 through the rest of August. And there is some alignment with the cycles of weeks. Okay. And that feels, it's funny going so specific with dates. The feeling I'm getting is not this week for an X. So M class level through this week, next week from the 18th, X. There'll be one X class, and then the 25th as well, X class. What's fascinating about all this is the sun is saying, I'm trying to smooth everything out for you guys. And in geological, in astro, in the astrophysics aspects as well, is that this is all very fast. It's a really fast shakeup, right? But the sun is doing as much as it can to smooth things out. Okay, and then anything from this mention of earthquakes, volcanoes. There was a 9, a magnitude 9. Where and when is this, Gaia or sun? So I'm being told to pay attention to the 17th, which is the Sunday, 17th of August. Okay, that's specific. I'm sure I won't remember by the 17th whether this prediction is. I never really look back at my predictions. But I do feel them. I feel the trend of them coming true, which is fantastic. So the 17th of August, what and where? Magnitude 9. Oh, interesting. This is, many times I've been drawn, like again and again, drawn towards Japan. This is not as far west. It is it's not, it's more in the ocean, it's more in the Pacific Ocean. And I was just, because what I was doing is just looking up a map to see if there's anything there. There's really not. I think the nearest landmass is the South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands. I didn't really know they existed. You can tell how good my geography is. They're the closest, but they're not, as far as that is away from the likes of Argentina, as far as it is away from there, it is same distance again out into the. I'm looking at the Atlantic, not the Pacific. No wonder I didn't think they were there. Okay, now my mind and my channeling is getting all confused. Let's just ask this question again. Is it definitely over the Pacific? Yes, Pacific. Okay, please ignore what I was saying about those islands. No wonder I didn't recognize them. Okay, so this is the South Pacific, and yeah, there's nothing there. So it's the distance, the islands they're referencing are New Zealand. It's the same distance from Australia to New Zealand. Same again, heading east out into the Pacific Ocean. And I don't believe there's anything out there. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, I keep being shown, I was just zooming in to see if there's any islands in the area. Can't see any, but there's no nearby landmass. Are there any tsunamis or any other effects, any weather events as a result of this? There was just this previous videos had talked about New Zealand and the effect on New Zealand, which is the closest of larger populations. And Gaia is saying there may be some alerts because it is a significant release. However, just be aware that this guidance that we received before still stands, which was that there was some activity, but the impact was quite small. That it'll be minimized. And she says this is all connected. So everything I've just been talking about is all connected with the different activities that have been releasing of this dark cord of the dark matrix of Earth, releasing that. The work we've been doing, and it's not just us working to release this cord and help destroy this matrix. It's all parts of these different incremental steps to remove the constraints and fear and control around the planet. So the solar flare activity is supporting this and this continued shakeup and pausing. And yeah, please continue to keep an eye out around the whole Pacific and other areas, but please continue to hold yourself in love and excitement. And such a powerful, beautiful message we had in Saturday's video, which was all about our responsibility to help. We can also help calm and influence these different earthquakes, tsunamis. So one lovely piece of advice that Gaia is saying is, if you become aware of, for instance, an earthquake, and then as a result, there are tsunami warnings in the areas surrounding it, and that can be, across, the whole Pacific. What Gaia is saying is, as soon as you become aware in, your trusted news source of earthquake activity, she says you can just take a moment, take a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth nice and loud. And then send love from the center of your heart to all the waters, to all the living things and all the lands that choose to accept your calming love energy at this time, and bring in source love energy from the highest dimension of source above through the top of your head, out through your heart, and just send it to all beings, waters and land and elementals that consent to receiving your calming love energy. And may all low vibration energy, including anger, fear, and rage, be gently released upwards and outwards of the planet, and to calm those waters, to calm those oceans, to calm any potential tsunamis. And I just keep imagining this streaming love energy of source coming down to the waters and slowly calming it. Wonderful. Well, I would love to get on to your questions. I'm out of time today. I have been doing them in every other video, in my defense. Please keep posting your videos. There's some really wonderful ones, questions coming in. And as a reminder, you can post, if you look at the pinned comment on this video, you can see where to post your questions. And I've updated the forum really just to help guide you to, these are questions that hopefully don't just affect you individually, they affect multiple people, such as all those in the area that you live in or where loved ones live, or if you're just curious about a specific area in the planet, above or below the surface or in space or whatever you wish. And then for personal ones, just come along to our live stream. So we're live today, 4:30 UK time on YouTube. I go live on typically Mondays and Thursdays. This week it's just Monday. And we do quantum psychic readings, clearings, healings, and lots more for you. And predictions. So if you have something more about yourself, please come along to the live streams and request there. Thank you so much for your continued love and support. Thank you for taking part. Those of you that chose to, thank you for taking part in the removal of this deep, dark connection into the heart of Mother Earth. And I feel like that's really going to continue to help support and smoothen out these effects that we're seeing across the earth. And please do your best to keep out your fear. Perhaps you'll come back to this video. Maybe this video would help you to realize that we're all in this together and that we're all working together to help support our planet and support each other and help support ourselves through our ascensions by letting this old world go smoothly and calmly, just as we would if we were walking away from an old friend who perhaps no longer served our highest good, and we were sending them love and gently walking away rather than having some big, massive fist fight with them. The end result is that we are, letting go of this old world and allowing ourselves, our hearts, collectively and planet Earth, to create this beautiful new earth in love, compassion, equality, forgiveness, unconditional love for all, and abundance for all. And I feel it. We're doing it. We're doing it right now. Well, I can hear Patch barking on me. My little Papillon. He didn't want to come in the studio today, so maybe that was because he knew what we're up to. But he's barking for me to take him for a walk, so I'm off to do that. So excited for the rest of the day's adventures. And yeah, please do check out my website. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all those good things. And I look forward to seeing you again live later today. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Sending love from Scotland. Love you.